Hello, and welcome to a gentle 30-minute yoga class in a chair. This class is appropriate for anyone who has difficulty getting up and down off the floor. And we will be sitting for most of the practice, but then we will be getting up and moving around our chair using the chair as a prop. The class can be done on the ground, however, or on your mat. So if you choose to do it that way, that'll be super. Make sure that your chair is stable. I have it on a mat right here, but you could put the chair against a wall, somewhere where it will be stable enough to provide some support while we're standing. The other thing that you might benefit from today is a blanket that might go under your seat and we'll use later for Shavasana, our final resting. Or we can use some props, some blocks. And these are very helpful for settling underneath your feet. We're doing our opening postures. So let's get your props together. Come to your chair and let's begin. Movement is very important. Yoga is a way of providing some movement while connecting to your breath. So today I would like us to have the intention, and I invite you to intend to be here for the 30 minutes on your mat. It's so very easy these days to get distracted, but at any time your mind wanders, which it will do, I invite you to come back to the breath, come back to your body, scanning your body, thinking about how you feel, and allowing yourself to make that connection. It takes practice. But it's a very useful thing to be able to do. So let's begin. Settle your feet on the floor, making that connection firmly with the blocks or with your mat. And then straighten up your spine, perhaps pulling your shoulders down away from your ears, getting ready to settle. Pinching the shoulder blades back towards one another. Top of your head is up towards the ceiling. And your chin might be slightly tucked in to straighten out your cervical spine. The hands should be comfortable. And perhaps think about pulling the belly button in towards the back to provide some support around your middle. And once you feel settled and comfortable, let's settle our eyes, either closed or gaze down at the floor, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And start to take some deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. The breath is something we do thousands of times a day, taking it for granted, but let's pay it some attention right at this moment. Noticing the breath and the air passing through your nose, coming down the back of your throat and into your chest. Notice the rising and lowering of your shoulders, your chest, your rib cage, the expansion of your belly. And notice the quality of your breath. Is it ragged, uneven? Try and find a certain easiness and evenness to the breath. Notice the pause at the end of the inhale and at the bottom of the exhale. And now I invite you to pay some attention to how your body's feeling today. Perhaps your body is feeling a little tension somewhere, a little tightness, a little tinge of pain. Just acknowledge it, but then let the thought go. Starting at the top of your head, working down past the neck, over your shoulders, through your chest, down to the seat. And finally down your legs to your toes. Now let's try and make the exhale a little bit longer. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system, bringing some relaxation to the body. And this is something that you can practice at any time during the day. So perhaps start to count the inhales and the exhales to your own pace, recognizing the pause at the top of the breath before you exhale. And add just that 1 or 2 extra beats to the exhale, consciously. And then when you're ready, bring your palms of your hands together at your heart center. And let's think about setting an intention of just being present for this next 30 minutes. Being present with your breath, your body. Letting go of any thoughts that no longer serve you, and forgetting about what happened this morning or where you need to be this afternoon or evening. Just settling here in the present moment as a gift to yourself. Then settling your hands either down onto your thighs for grounding, or maybe your palms are up if you wish to receive energy or peace. Still with a back that's nice and long and your shoulders away from your ears, let's bring the chin to the chest, just gently. And lift the head up on the inhale, being careful not to arch the back or the back of the neck. And with the pace of your own breath, exhaling down and inhaling up. Let's do a couple more there, using your breath. And as a reminder today, listen to your body. If it's any pain, then just step back from the posture and come to a comfortable seat. And then come back and join us when you feel better. And then coming back to center. On the exhale, take the chin over towards the one shoulder. Inhale to the center and exhale over to the other side, looking over your shoulder with your eyes. Inhaling center and exhaling over to the other side. Nice, gentle, connecting the movement with the breath. Relaxing the face and the jaw. One more time to the other side. And come back to the center. Now let's gently move the shoulders up to the ears and exhale, drop them down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Let the exhale out. Now let's just bring some gentle movement to the shoulders. Maybe bringing the fingertips to the shoulders and making some circles with your elbows. Inhaling up and exhaling on the way down. The coordination of the breath with the movement can help bring some presence, some concentration to the move, so this is important. And then switching the other way, breathing in and out, bringing some nice movement into the back and to the shoulder joint. This stimulates some lubrication on the joint with the synovial fluid. And relax down. Now let's bring the hands up in front, maybe up to the shoulder or all the way up. And as we exhale, just lean forward, sending the chest over the thigh, exhaling, then inhaling, coming up. If at any time you feel dizzy with any of the movements here, just bring the head, keeping it above the heart. Inhaling up again, listening to your own body. Exhaling it down. One more time, coming up. This time doing a gentle twist, bring the left arm down to the thigh, grabbing onto the back of the chair, gazing over the right shoulder, squeezing the belly button in towards the spine. Just gentle stretching here, the low spine. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, over to the other side. You may find one side's a little bit more or a little easier than the other. It's totally normal. Breathing in One more time each side. Gentle movement with an exhale. Every time you exhale, look over that shoulder just a little bit more. Sending your eyes with the movement. Inhale up, exhale down. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Coming back to center. Stretching out the chest. And then exhale, give ourselves a hug. Inhale back. At the pace of your own breath here. Exhale, the other arm comes over top this time, and give yourself a nice big hug. Inhale, open wide, fill the chest, and exhale, squeeze yourself, giving yourself some love. Inhale and exhale, other arm comes over top. Really feel the open expanse at the back of your shoulders and coming back to center. Now we're going to just grab gently onto the knees. We're going to do some cat-cow moves to warm up the back. If you have any problems with osteoporosis or bones, just be very careful with all our movements here to not flex yourself forward with your neck or your back too much. So inhale, draw the shoulders back, arch the back, looking up. Exhale, round the shoulders into a cat pose, really stretching out the upper back, maybe bringing the chin to the chest. Then inhale, draw the shoulders back, open up wide. Exhale, forward. It's really important to keep the spine moving as you get older. Exhale. Well, it's true for any. Definitely the spine needs some movement to keep it well lubricated and very mobile. We don't want to get stuck, breath or body. Inhale. One last time. Exhale. And inhale. And relax. Now bringing your hands down to the chair. Let's do some side movement of the spine. Taking an inhale up with the left arm. As you exhale, leaning over towards the right side, making a picture frame of your arm and your hand. And on an inhale, draw the elbow back, making a frame for your face. And on the exhale, just relax a little bit more. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, sink a little deeper to the side. Providing some support here. You feel that all the way from your hip up past your elbow. And relax. Exhale, bring the hand down. Inhale, the other arm up. Exhale, reaching over, making that picture frame, drawing the elbow back. Maybe looking up if your neck allows it, looking up at the hand. Inhale and exhale, draw the elbow back. Inhale, reaching over just a little bit more, feeling the opening of your side body there on the right. Inhale, come up. And to center, just shaking out your shoulders a little bit. All right, next we're going to do some arm lifts. Inhaling up. You can bring the hands to the shoulder if your shoulders are a little stiff. And exhale, palms down, bring them down, drop the shoulders. Inhale up. And exhale down. One last time, breathing in. And exhale, draw the hands down. Now settling here, looking at your feet here, bring the soles of your feet together, allowing your knees to come out to the sides. Scuttle your buttocks towards the edge of the chair, being very careful here that your chair is stable. And we're sitting here in what is known as cobbler's pose. We're opening up the inside of the thighs. Again, sitting tall here, breathing in and out. And as you exhale, round the back, again being very careful as you reach forward down towards your feet. And feel an opening up of the back of the spine, maybe bringing the hands down to the ankles. Opening up the back and the inside of the thigh, perhaps taking the elbows to the inside of the thighs. And relax, taking a deep breath in and out. Just notice what you're feeling here. Maybe feeling the inside of the thighs, maybe feeling the ankles. Just being very, very gentle with yourself. Inhale here. Exhale, draw the knees back together. Putting the blocks away to one side here, we're going to come onto our feet, perhaps using the chair as a prop. And we're going to do some balancing. You may want to go to a wall, which is also helpful if you're a bit worried about your chair. And we're going to do tree pose. Now, balance is exceptionally important. And balance involves things that go on in your head and also things that go on in the muscles, especially the small muscles around your ankles and your hips. So this is an important thing to practice, and I find that I practice tree pose throughout the day, particularly as I'm cooking dinner. I'll stand there in tree pose, as you'll see, and every little bit helps. Everything that we do during our day can be focused with some kind of awareness to help support our body and our minds. So with your hand on the chair or on the wall, let's take our weight onto that foot that's closest to the hand. And let's pay attention to how the foot feels on the mat. Maybe wiggling it side to side and just finding where all four corners, the back sides of your heel and the back sides of or front of your toes, make that connection on the mat. And let's focus there for a second. And then with the other foot, you're going to make a kickstand with it. So your toes are on the floor, your heel is on the ankle, and you're rotating your knee out towards the side, which is going to initiate something happening in your hip. Our shoulders are pulled away from the ears and back, pulling the shoulder blades back towards one another. The belly is pulled in towards the spine. So there's a lot of activity in tree pose that helps us with our balance. So standing here, let's focus on the breath and perhaps find a spot on the wall or on the floor that you can pay attention to while you're in your balance pose. This really helps. And on an inhale, either stay here or draw the foot up to the inside of the shin or up to the inside of the thigh, just not against the knee. Pressing the heel in towards the leg, drawing the knee away from the thigh. So you should really feel some action here in the hip. And then paying attention to what's happening with the grounding of your other foot on the floor. Making a nice tall trunk. Maybe raising the hand either to the hip, to your shoulder, or all the way up to the sky. And then just play with releasing the fingers off the chair or the wall. Focusing on your breath, focusing on that point on the wall. And if and only if and when you feel stable here, perhaps raising both. You can go back and forth and seeing if you can, staring at that spot, connecting with your breath, noticing what's happening with your ankle. This is a really good way to strengthen those little tiny muscles of stability. And you should feel this in the top of your thigh on the supporting leg as well. It's very strengthening for the thigh. Exhale, draw the hands down, bring the foot down, and really shake it out here. You'll feel that in that working thigh. It's a very strong but gentle movement. Moving to the other side, let's do the other foot, other leg. So taking your balance onto that left foot or whichever foot you're doing, kickstand with the other, and just finding your stability, finding your spot of concentration there. Squeezing the belly button in, really providing some good support, just like the trunk of a tree. And then either staying here or draw the foot up. If this is not comfortable for your thigh, you can always bring it up off the floor in the front as well. Maybe bringing the foot to the inside of the thigh. And here it's very helpful to press the thigh against the heel and the heel against the thigh. Rotating that knee outward, squeezing the belly in. This is a very strong posture. It's doing all sorts of things. Taking some deep breaths in and out. And then maybe experimenting with the hands on and off the wall or the chair, being a nice strong tree, squeezing the upper supporting thigh for support, squeezing the belly button in towards the back, and breathing. Think of all the work that's going into this one posture. And again, throughout your day, you can do this standing anywhere against your counter, against a wall. And exhale, bring the hands back down, release the foot, shake it out, and let's get ready to do a warrior pose. So in yoga, the warrior poses are well known to be part of sun salutations. Today we won't be doing a full sun salutation. However, we're going to do a few parts of it. So first part we're going to do is a downward facing dog. On the floor, it just looks like a V with your hands and feet on the floor. For us today, we are going to make that connection with our feet on the mat, hip width apart, really squeezing with the toes down into the mat and thinking about where our weight is going. Positioning our chair a body's length away. We're going to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, bend the knees slightly, grabbing onto your chair. And again, this is where your chair needs to be stable. Being very careful here. Either grabbing onto the chair or just letting your forearms settle onto the chair. Just feel the stretch in the back side of your hamstrings and the upper leg. Slight bend in your knee here, being careful of your back. Squeeze your belly button in towards your spine by engaging the core muscles. And breathe here, and on every exhale, just sink that slight bit deeper. Bending the knees as much as you need. As you bend your knees, you'll feel a slight increase in the stretch at the top of your leg. You're sticking the low back out towards the back wall. And you're breathing here. Noticing how you feel. Bend the knees, coming up onto the back of the chair. Take your left foot towards the chair. And just place your knee against the back side of the chair. Take the back leg out a few more inches. Being very careful here not to take your knee in front of your ankle. It should be over your foot. Your back foot is angled out at maybe 60 degrees. And then face the chair. So you're pulling your hips, scissoring them backwards. And then maybe we're lifting one arm. Maybe we're lifting the other arm into warrior one. Your gaze is straight ahead. Maybe your hands are down on the floor or on the back of the chair, or maybe they're down at your shoulders or your hips. And you're breathing here. Just noticing how your hips are feeling. At any time you can straighten out the leg and then come back the pose. And then taking the foot back, let's go to the other leg, drawing the right foot forward. I'm going to show you here how you can do this while sitting on the chair. Taking the right knee out, taking the left foot back, you can use the chair for full support here. So you're actually straddling the chair. Your foot position at the back is with your back foot angled. And here, once again, we can take our hands to our shoulders or our hips, or take them up. So now you're in a warrior one pose, but on the chair for full support if you've got any difficulty with your knees or your hips. Chair yoga is incredibly accessible. And you can do anything you can do on a floor in a chair. Maybe softening your jaw and your face. Bringing the hands back down. And then bringing both feet together. Let's go back into downward facing dog. stretching out the back of the legs. And then stepping towards the back of your chair. And coming to the front of your chair. Now we're going to do a little bit more of a sun salutation using the chair as the prop. So take a deep breath in, hands come up overhead, and then exhale down to the chair. Hanging on to the chair, just being very careful here. If you have any dizziness, bring your head above your heart, otherwise bring it down to the chair, or maybe you have some blocks on the chair. And then inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling back down again, slight bend in the knee, take your arms out to the side, coming all the way up, inhale, and then exhale, hands back down, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale down to the chair, then inhaling to a flat back, and again, this is at the pace of your own breath. Exhaling down, inhaling all the way up, and exhaling, palms down to the floor, hands back to heart center. Maybe do that one more time, it feels so delicious. Taking a deep breath in, and exhale down to the floor or to the chair. Inhaling halfway up, exhaling back down, slight bend in the knee, pulling the belly in towards the back as you raise the hands out to the side or to your shoulders, and then exhale, hands back down to heart center. We're going to come back down now onto our chair, and we're going to take our feet out to the side. And you'll feel that slight stretch in the inside of the leg here. And then we're going to take our arms up, and we're going to exhale and take the hands down to the floor or to the blocks. You can use books here. And then place your hands on the blocks at whatever level is appropriate for you. Maybe they come down to the floor. And then just rest here for a moment. Noticing how you feel. Maybe one side's a little bit looser than the other, but connecting with the breath here once again. Nice and deep. And you'll notice when you come forward like this, the breath moves into the back a little bit more because we've compressed the belly and the chest. And then bringing the hands back up from your blocks, up back onto the knees. Taking a deep breath here, hands up overhead. Take the arms this time into goalpost arms, really stretching, pulling the shoulder blades down the back, stretching across the front of the chest, and then inhale, bringing them back up. Exhale, really draw them back. You've got wide fingers here. There's a lot of energy going on across the chest and the back. One more time, coming up. And you can do this with the hands on the shoulders. And then drawing the shoulders back, shoulder blades down, and release. Taking the legs out in front this time, we'll do a forward fold. You're scooting yourself to the front of your chair here, flexing the feet. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw the hands down your thighs to wherever feels comfortable for you today. You can use your blocks here for some support. Flex the feet. Reaching out with the crown of your head, reaching forward first. Belly button into the spine, and then exhale, rounding over your legs. You should feel this all the way down your legs, and I invite you to play with the position of your feet, flexing and pointing here. Every time you exhale, you sink a little bit deeper into the pose. And then gradually walking your hands back up your thighs, shaking out your feet a little bit, maybe stomping the feet stomping the thighs with your hands, and relax. We're going to go into Shavasana now, which is the final resting pose in yoga. And a lot of people tend to skip this part of yoga, and I encourage you to stick with it for a few minutes. This is where we can acknowledge and receive the benefits of the practice. You'll notice where your body's a little more open, and you can reconnect with the breath and a sense of intention. So taking a comfortable position here on your chair. You can also do this on the floor. I invite you to take your blanket and roll it lengthways so that you can put it behind your neck to allow some comfort in Shavasana. So you're sitting back and making yourself comfortable, maybe hanging on, crossing your hands across your chest and relaxing here. Settle your buttocks on the chair, settle your shoulders down. Maybe your feet are open to one side or the other. Relax the neck and reconnect with your breath. Taking deep breath in and out. Noticing how much your body moves when you do take your breath. Noticing the inhale and the exhale. Maybe you've dimmed the lights here. Maybe you have some soft music you've been playing in the background. But relax your face. Relax your eyes and your jaw. Relax your neck. Maybe wiggling your neck a little bit on top of your shoulders. As the relaxation goes down from your shoulders to your elbows, to your forearms, your wrists, your fingers and your hands. Settle your chest, your belly and your rib cage, your thighs, your knees, your shins, ankles and feet. Maybe take a couple of sighs in and out, again lengthening that breath to find some relaxation. And just notice how your body feels now after this half hour of movement. Do you feel a little bit more open? A little more settled? And let's stay here for 2 minutes with our breath, with our inhales and exhales, and being present for just a couple more minutes. And when you're ready, come back to your body. Come back to your senses. Maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes, but feel free to stay here in Shavasana as long as you would like. But if you're ready to come out, release your blanket, settle back into your chair. Take a couple more deep breaths here. Just taking time here to acknowledge and to be grateful for the time that you've spent here on your chair. Bring your hands to your heart. The light in me sees the light in you, and maybe you continue through your day with a mind that is clear and discerning, with lips that speak kind words and honesty, and with a heart that is open, free, and loving, and compassionate. The light inside me sees the light inside you. We are all one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.